I'm Rebecca, sitting in the sterile conference room. The tension is palpable. Opposite me are my parents and a team of high-end lawyers from Atlanta, their faces a mix of desperation and greed. The air is thick with the smell of floor wax and stale coffee, and the long mahogany table between us feels like a battlefield. It all started on that fateful Thanksgiving. I was at my parents' grand mansion in the suburbs. My mother, a cold and calculating woman, was in her element, orchestrating the family gathering like a strict director. And my father, a man who always deferred to my mother, was just a silent shadow. I arrived punctually, carrying a carefully prepared salad, but it was quickly dismissed. I was immediately relegated to the role of a servant, running errands and helping with the party preparations. Meanwhile, my sister, Isabella, who was 2 years older than me, swept in like a queen. She was married to Victor, a so-called wealth management consultant with an inflated sense of self-importance. They were the golden couple in my parents' eyes, and they received a luxurious Caribbean cruise as a gift. In contrast, I was handed a crumpled $2 lottery ticket. The room erupted in laughter at the absurdity of the contrast. Victor even sneered, saying luck was for those who couldn't build real wealth. I felt the humiliation like a cold knife in my back, but I held my tongue. Then my grandmother, Amelia, who was 90 years old and had a sharp mind, stood up against the injustice. She saw through the family's greed and called out my parents for their unfair treatment. But my mother quickly swooped in, pretending to help Amelia, but actually restraining her. Amelia locked eyes with me and gave me a meaningful look, then glanced at her old leather bag. I knew I had to get it. I managed to grab the bag and left the house that night. Little did I know, I was leaving a web of lies and a brewing storm. In the following days, I continued with my life as a landscape architect, but my mind was constantly on the events of that night. One day, I decided to check the lottery ticket out of curiosity. To my shock, I had won $100 million. The news should have brought joy, but I knew it would also bring trouble. I remembered Amelia's look and the bag she had so desperately wanted me to take. I reached out to an attorney, Mr. Thompson, who had been Amelia's lawyer for years. He told me that Amelia had been worried about the family's treatment of me for a long time. She had set up a trust for me when I got my driver's license, hiding it from my mother to protect me. Moreover, during my search in my father's study, I discovered a predatory loan agreement. Victor had lent my father a large sum of money at an astronomical 18% interest rate, using Amelia's house as collateral. The signature on the power of attorney was forged when Amelia was in the hospital, drugged and vulnerable. As the news of the lottery win broke, my family's true colors came out. They tried to claim the ticket was a family asset and filed a preemptive dispute. But I had evidence. I had photos of the loan agreement, the forged power of attorney, and a notarized statement from Amelia. In this mediation, I'm ready to fight. I show them the metadata of the forged gift confirmation affidavit, proving it was created after the jackpot was announced. I also present Amelia's statement, which reveals the long-standing coercion and fraud in the family. I tell them that the mortgage on Amelia's house is paid off, and I'm filing a petition to void the transfer of the deed and remove my father as the power of attorney. I demand they sign a permanent restraining order, or I'll press criminal charges for fraud. After a long and tense stand-off, they finally sign. I pick up the old leather bag, the symbol of my new-found strength and the key to my victory. I walk out of the room, leaving behind a lifetime of being the family's scapegoat. In the months that followed, Victor was indicted for his predatory lending scheme, and my parents' social standing crumbled. Isabella reached out to me, showing a new-found sense of self-awareness. She got a job and was trying to change. I rented a small cottage on the edge of town and focused on restoring Amelia's house. I established the Amelia Price Foundation to support women in need, using my new-found wealth for good. The money didn't change who I was at my core, but it gave me the power to break free from the chains of my family's toxicity. I finally won myself back, and that's a prize far more valuable than any lottery win.